Morning guys, another frickin' couple of weeks and it'll be frickin' dark here in the morning at work. So yeah, sun's only just starting to break over there. Now we're on the hills, so yeah, another couple of weeks and should be pitch black here at 8 o'clock in the morning. Definitely going into winter now. Right, so welcome back to NZ Marko Outlaw Kustoms again. So in this video we're going to continue trying to get this convertible top stuff finished and maybe a couple other things. We'll just see where it pans out over the next couple of 3 days, I guess, 4 days, whatever. So I'm just recoating. In the end of the last video, I painted some, basically some wood glue on the edges of these to try and seal them up. So I'm just giving them another coat. That's what I'm doing at the moment. So I've done that one and that one. There's one wee spot down there which still got a wee bit of open. It's where it's very thin and you can see it's lifting. So I just put the clamp on it just to hold it down, just to hopefully maybe it'll stay glued together. If not, we'll do something else later on. But yeah, that's what I'm doing at the moment. Just giving these another quick coat on the outside, hopefully to just help seal up where it's slightly open, and go from there. Hopefully this will be enough. I may, I've got that satin clear that I could spray on them if I really need to. I'm trying to avoid that, but that may be an option just to help seal them up. So a little bit more weatherproof, I guess, you know, moisture and all that sort of stuff. That's what I'm trying to do here, make them a little bit so they're a bit more moisture resistant. Trying to like seal, I guess. We'll let those dry and see how we get on. I don't think there's enough for another coat. No. But I do have a little more wood glue at home. Worst comes to worst, I can go grab that bottle. If I do need to give them one more. But I could yeah, hit them with a bit of that clear lacquer, not clear lacquer, but the clear coat. I could do that if I really had to. Hit with a coat of clear coat, but I don't really want to fully seal them, if you know what I mean, because then it makes it prone to drying right out. That's what we were told with the wheels, just linseed oil them, because if they dry out, then they will really open up and split and fall apart. Whereas, you know, if they're just kind of sealed up, so at least the worst of the moisture can't get in there, but it can still, you know what I mean, like get some sort of moisture, but the sides aren't really open to it. At least they shouldn't dry out. They'll still take up the humidity without falling apart, hopefully. You know, if it rains or whatever, you know what I mean? And it happens to soak through the canvas top. That's what I'm trying to avoid. But anyway, so I think I will have a look and start, give these a bit of a rub back, see how they get on. I'll open the doors up, let a bit of sun in, and it'll come back to you shortly. Righty, so I'm about halfway through sanding these bits. I've done all those except for those two. Just been going through, knocking all the high spots off with a bit of 80, and then I just go back over it with 220. So hopefully I'll get these, well, I'll get these all sanded down hopefully this morning, and then hopefully the weather's a little warmer this afternoon, and I'll get another couple of coats of primer on it, and we should be good then. So yeah, I'm just doing it all by hand. So I'm just going over all the stuff, the wee bit of glazing putty and whatever I put on there yesterday. Just knocking all that off with the 80. Probably should be wearing a mask, but it's not too bad. I was wearing just a normal old mask. I've been wearing for COVID just to keep the worst and dust in my lungs. But yeah, so I'm just going over it, knocking it down, getting it cleaned up, and then once I've sort of got that stuff knocked off, then I go over it a couple of times with just a bit of 220. So yeah, just going with a bit of 220, and then when we give it another prime, then I'll go back over it. I'll probably just give it a quick rub back to some 400 or something like that, and then I'll be ready to paint. And I wasn't particularly happy with that windscreen, how it turned out, so I might give that a knock back and fill a couple of small imperfections in that before I prime this stuff. So I might do that shortly, and I'll hang it back up there, because there's a couple of pieces there I'm not really going to have to, well, it's only really those two little lock bars that I won't have to really paint or reprime, but I might try and do that windscreen frame in amongst this stuff, give it a sand back, fill a couple of marks, and then reprime it, and then repaint it when I paint the stuff black again. Or at least just maybe spot prime it and sand it back and then paint it black again, you know what I mean? Just a couple of spots that I was looking at the other day, and it's not, yeah, it could be better, you know. So I'll do that, I'll fix it, especially when I'm going to be spraying some black anyway. So, and when I spray the black, I may do that steering column. I'm not so worried about the box, but I might mask that out. I'll just respray, just give it a light rub back and respray that steering column, because I'm not happy with the satin finish. I think it'd be nice if it's gloss on the inside of the car. Yeah, just a few things like that. And I'll try and do it at the same time. And we've got the black paint out, the high gloss anyway. So, because this will be all high gloss. So anyway, I'll carry on. Alrighty, so I've got everything sanded back. I don't want sanded back. Well, you know, ready for another couple of coats, and they should be good. I've sanded this back too, and I just blocked it back basically. I think it'll be pretty good with another couple of coats of primer on it, and then we'll just repaint it. I think it just really needed a bit of sand back with, you know, obviously with a bit more material on it, with the paint on it. It's helped fill a few imperfections with a decent rub back. So I'm pretty happy with that. I think, you know, if I give these a couple of coats and give this a couple of coats and then give it a light sand, I think it'd be pretty good the next time we paint it. So I'm pretty happy with that. That's cool. So I'll just have to try and work out somewhere to freaking hang it up that I can give it a decent coat. And if I actually hang it up by one of the ends, it might be alright. I might clear some of this crap out of the way after lunch and do that and hang it up here, so I can at least still get around that end, if you know what I mean, to get down each side of it. I'll just hang a wire through here and we'll hang it up here somewhere and try and do something with it. Righty, so that's kind of where I'm at now. So yeah, I think these will come up pretty good if they another couple of coats and a light rub back, and we'll paint them. Oh, actually, I need to freaking sand that a bit more. Missed some shit there. Missed a bit. But anyway. But yeah, should be able to paint these, or prime these after lunch. If the temperature, it's pretty cool. What freaking paint house I'm going to need diesel yet. But yeah, we'll have a quick walk around them again. We'll just make sure I haven't missed any pieces like that. And yeah, we'll hopefully after lunch we'll get some primer on them again. Right, before I run away for lunch, I was just having a quick wee look at these things now that they're obviously dried a bit from this morning from when I first painted them when I come here at 8 o'clock. So I think I still need to hit them again in a few spots. But there's a few funny spots where it's very, very thin and it's never really glued very well. Obviously with pulling it around and then they're a bit thin, and when I've shaved it down it's possibly lifted in a few spots. But I think the majority of it is sealed up fairly well. So yeah, I might just have to hit a few spots a couple of times more just to try and put an extra bit of glue in there and maybe mix up a bit more sawdust and just try and jam it in there so these do fill up and don't cause any issues. But I think generally it's fine. It's kind of doing what I wanted to do, which is seal up the edges. You know, and I may paint the outside edges of these two sort of like this, so it's kind of sealed, I guess, you know, without being painted with like a clear coat or a varnish or anything like that. Just trying to help seal it up. So I think it's definitely working, but I might have to get that other bottle of glue that I got at home and just do it with that. For all it's going to matter, it's still wood glue. So yeah, I'll do that. I'll try and remember to bring that back when I come back from lunch. And we'll hit it a bit more and maybe make up another little bottle of paste and mush in a couple of those funny little extra spots that are on the odd one. But generally I think that's pretty much, we've pretty much got it not nailed, I guess, done to what I want to do. So that's cool, but yeah, basically I can come back and give these a quick paint, I guess, and then with the glue just to help seal them up, and then we should be able to get the stuff already. I've hung that up. I'm not quite, can't remember if I showed you that or not. So yeah, I've got everything sorted, given it a blow down. I just want to give them a quick wipe, obviously before I spray some primer. I just reassembled my gun and gave that a quick blow through and rinse through with some fresh GP thinners. So yeah, we should be all ready to go apart from a quick wipe down. I've given them a blow down, but yeah, I'll give them just a quick wipe down with the prep wipe and whatever, and yeah, and then hit them. So yeah, hopefully if the sun can come out for a little bit, the temp will come up and we should be fine for these few bits. Righty. Well, got one more, a little bit left in the gun, so I'm just letting it dry, and I'll hit it again in a minute. Oh, so that's all re-primed, so that's cool. It's pretty cool, so I'm going to leave the doors down, so I'm actually going to bugger off in there, because otherwise the fumes will get to me. I don't really want to open the doors, and because it's raining too, so I don't want any mist or anything coming here. So I've accomplished what I wanted to do today. I forgot to bring that other frickin' wood glue back, so I need to remember to do that tomorrow, or I might shoot down later on and do it or something like that, and give these another coat. There is a little bit left in here, but bugger all, I think. There's a little bit. So what I'll do is I'll just mix the two together and make a bit of a brew up, and we'll do a bit more. And I think I'll do the flats as well, and then we can give it a wee light sand with about 400 or something. Afterwards, once I've sort of finished and I'm happy, that'll just take any rough surface off it, I guess, smooth it up a little bit. I'm pretty happy with how they are. And then we can paint that stuff, give it a light sand back and paint it. Probably not tomorrow, but we'll just give it a couple of days to cure up properly before we do paint it. sand it and paint it. So yeah, hopefully we get some slightly warmer weather to paint. But yeah, I'll soon get some diesel in here and crank the heater up. So it's a reasonable temp. But yeah, I think I'm going to get out of here, otherwise these fumes will get to me, because I don't really want to, as I said, like, it's a bit misty and shitty, so it's close to the door, so you guarantee that some of those front ones will get moisture and crap on them. So yeah, I've only just finished painting, so I don't want to open the doors and let air in here. So yeah, we'll just call it a day for today. Righty, so welcome back to NZ Mopro Outlaw Kustoms again. I'm just going to straighten the camera up because it's not square and it annoys me. So, I wasn't going to sand these things today. I was going to leave them for another day, but I gave one of the smaller ones just a light rub back and it sanded back fine. So it's like, screw it, we'll get them sanded back and we'll get the stuff painted today. It's going to be a clear, sunny day again today, so we might get a bit of temp, but we're going to get the diesel heater filled up. We're going to get, the owner's going to get some diesel now, so we can at least get that in here and get the temp up in the room. The doors closed, and we'll try and get this stuff painted. It's kind of the plan, as long as the birds don't terrorise the place too much. Fantails. They come down out of the hills when it gets colder, and yeah, they terrorise you around. Anyway, so yeah, hopefully they'll bugger off when I start spray painting. But yeah, so I'm going to sand these down and get all the stuff ready. Spray gun should be hopefully right to go, and I will just double check, because I would like to spray that tube of that, I said the steering box. I want to paint that gloss, so I will sort out somewhere to put that. I'll give that a light scuff, and it'll just get one more coat, just to gloss it up, a few bits and pieces like that. So I will check a few other things and see if there's anything else I want to do, but we'll keep going and we'll come back to you shortly. Righty guys, so this is all painted, several coats on everything. So yeah, hopefully everything looks good when I can get some decent light on it. It's hard to tell with it just being partly dark in here and not really enough lights around, but it's quite windy, so I don't know what I open the doors. But I think everything looks alright. And as you've probably seen, I'm not sure on every part of the video, but I picked a lot of things up, and once it's got a reasonable coat on it, I picked everything up at the last anyway, and try to go around everything in one sort of fluid hit, try and get the best finish I can. Hopefully that looks alright. It looks a little bit orange peely. It didn't quite lay down as good as some of the others, but if I have to give it a wee light wet sand with a bit of 800 and a bit of 1500 or something like that, and just give it a very light buff, I think it'll be fine. But everything else I think looks quite good. I'm kind of trying to see, but it's hard to tell because it's sort of dark in here. Well, it's not dark, but you know what I mean. It's dark enough for being painted in black. That's the worst thing. Like a brighter colour is easy to see, but I think it looks quite good. I know that's definitely should be better than what it was the first time. Because I block sanded it out, and then we re-primed it, and I lightly blocked it again, and then yeah, we painted it black. So it should be pretty good. It didn't look very good last time, and this here should look way better in the car. You know, this glossy black than the flat like the other stuff. So yeah, I'll just hang around here for a few minutes. Hopefully it's dry enough that I can. Actually, I might just leave it there. Be fine, I think. It shouldn't tip over. It's taped to that. Put a bit of tape around. I might put a bit more tape around if I can find my other roll. So I run out, but I just taped it there with the plastic over it, just so I didn't get everything else covered in gloss, if you know what I mean. I probably could have painted the whole thing in gloss, but I didn't sand it, so I just sanded the main part of it. Because that's the piece that's inside the car. So the rest of it, it'll blend in with the engine bay and it won't matter much. You know what I mean? Like it'll be glossy down, but through the firewall, but for all that you're going to see once everything's in there, it won't matter. But it's going to look nice in the inside the car. So that's about where I'm at. I think that's where I'm going to leave it for today, because I just don't want to disturb too much. Like the dust will settle. Like it'll be pretty dry now anyway. All the stuff will be pretty dry, but it's just easy to not create a whole heap of dust and crap that could land in fresh. You know, like it doesn't matter if it's a few days old. Like the dust will wipe off, clean off, and whatever. But and when it's fresh, you know, the less shit that sticks in it, the better. And I had this on, so I got the temp up fairly well. Like it's 19 degrees C in here at the moment. What should I don't know, be like 60 something. So it's, you know, it's quite pleasant in here. So you can see everything sort of floating around a little bit too with just the breeze. It's blowing from the wind outside. So, and I stripped my gun down, tipped and bits and pieces, threw in that bit of reducer. See here, that's reduced that I put in that too, after I first swilled the gun out, because I've got 2 cups left now. I tell you what, it's something like this age, it's got so many fucking little things to paint. It's not like a modern car. You know, you paint the main part of the body. There's a lot of plastic and other crap on it, like apart from, you know, bits and pieces of the suspension and stuff, but you don't have to paint the rest of it, if you know what I mean. But God, these things, you get to paint fucking everything. You know, apart from the upholstery, like, you know, the door panels and the seats, everything else is painted. So, like, it's not like a modern car where it's plastic and whatever, if you know what I mean. Everything on this thing is painted, so it's freaking, man, it's amazing how much freaking paint you use. So anyway, that's why I did that little DIY spray gun tool tip too, because that's the fucking handiest thing in the world. Because yeah, I know after I soaked and put that back together, there was just a couple little bits of shit in one of those tips it, was just making that fan go like that. So, you know, a couple of seconds, quick clean up, you know, and I hadn't mixed the paint, gave it another rinse out with some more juice, and the gun was fine. But it's amazing just what gets stuck in those little bloody friggin' holes. I'll give this everything a bit of a decent wipe out and I'll bugger off. You know, that's for me today anyway. Right, morning guys. So back here now, I'm going to have a quick look at all these bits and pieces, have a make sure that everything did get painted properly, especially on the bottom edges, where you can't really see, where I tried to flick up underneath, but if I got enough paint in there, I'm sure, I'm not 100% sure, if you know what I mean. That's why I tried to lift everything off and try and spray out up and around there a couple of times. So we'll check that. If I haven't, I will just get a little bit of paint in it with a brush, and I'll just brush it on the end. You know, it'll flow out reasonably nice. And you probably won't tell if it's just touching up on the end of it. For where it is too, you know, when it's folded up and folded back out and folded up and folded back out. You're not likely to tell. So yeah, the main thing is, as long as that windscreen frame's good on the bottom. I should have got it, but you don't know. I did hang it the other way around last time, but just lack of space, I hung it that way. So yeah, we'll get all that stuff off there, and we'll have a good look around it, make sure I'm happy with the paint, and touch it up with a brush if I really have to. Yeah, and then I bought this extra bit of glue to sort out those bows to give them another coat, and then once that's dry later on in the day, I will probably start piecing this stuff together. Yeah, I might start piecing that stuff together so I can work out the spacings. I may actually put, because I have buffed everything around the front, I may actually put the windscreen posts in and bolt them in properly, and so at least then if I do put the convertible bows on, I can't really, because I haven't got the clamps to sit it back on. I can probably work something out to do that. I can put the things through, but I might just have to make something temporary up that I can sit on there to hold these pieces when they're sitting down. And I'll probably have to get a few rags to sit in between, so we can get that right. It'd be nice if it was actually on the ground on its wheels, because it'll be a bit lower too. I can probably lower it down. Yeah, well, yeah, I wouldn't jack that. Put it at home. But yeah, so I want to work out the spacings for the little nuts and bolts and washers and stuff, just so I can get that spaced properly. But yeah, because it wasn't bad with how I had it, but I want to obviously put the final thing in. You know, I need to get some Loctite to Loctite everything. I don't think I've got anything here. So yeah, we'll get into it. We'll get all the stuff off, have a quick look, and we'll come back to it. Righty, so I've got everything down, and I'm freaking way happy with this. It's not 100% perfect. I might just give it a very, when I say, like, I might just give it a light rub with like 1500 or something like that, and just give it a light buff. But it probably does. I'll probably get away with it. It's fine, really. But like, the finish last time just wasn't. I knew even when I put it down, it wasn't the best. But I didn't want to screw around repainting it at that point. Like, I knew it wasn't really a hassle, because I was going to be painting more stuff gloss black when the opportunity came up. And I thought, oh well, the opportunity came up. I was getting ready to paint that stuff, so I thought, we'll just block it out, hit it with a couple of coats of primer. I wasn't sure what it was going to block out like, but it blocked out pretty good with the layers there. I just rubbed it down to a touch steel in a few spots. Hit it with another when I did that other stuff with I don't know, was it 2 or 3 coats of primer, gave it another light block, and then just gave it a quick rub where it didn't quite catch everything else. It's not dead perfect, but it's freaking way better than it was last time. So I'm pretty happy with it. So yeah, that's awesome. That's cool. All this other stuff turned out really nice. I'm really happy with it. Again, it's probably not 100% perfect, but where it is and when it's all closed up and opened up and all that sort of stuff, it's half covered by upholstery and whatever, and it's not as though it's like a panel in a car or anything. Like, there's the odd little flaw in it, but it's sort of the nature of the beast when you're building this sort of stuff. It's not going to be dead perfect, but as long as it looks really nice, most of it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. It's got the odd little imperfection in it, but when it's all together, all bolted together, half of it you're not going to see. So as long as it looks pretty nice, I'm going to have to just touch the odd end up. These aren't too bad, but there's the odd little piece on the end and stuff where I just haven't quite enough paint on it. Most of this has got, it's almost enough, but I'll just go along with the brush and just touch the end of it, and maybe even around the edges of this, just touch the end of it. It'll be fine. Same with this stuff. You can see where it's just not quite thick enough, but that was because it was hanging right down the bottom, and I did try to flick around past through it a few times, but again, it just didn't quite catch exactly everything. But I'm pretty happy with how all this stuff looks. Now with a few good coats of paint on there, it's come up pretty nice. So I'm pretty stoked, and the steering column looks way better. I'm way happy with it being gloss and satin. That looks way nicer. That'll look way nicer in the car once it's got all the bits and pieces on it. And obviously this will clean up when we put the car together, and we give it we'll make sure it's clean, had a wash down and a blow down, whatever. So that's cool. I'm happy with all that stuff. So, right, so because I'm taking Rachel all the way to Christchurch, which is, I don't know how many Ks it is, 500 odd, 600 odd Ks there, and the same back. It's like a good 7 or 8 hour drive, because here we can only do 60 miles an hour on the open road, and it's not like some places in the States where it doesn't matter, if this might be 60 miles an hour, but most people do 75 or 80. We can't do that here. If we're more than sort of a couple of miles an hour over the speed limit, they will start looking hard at you. And if you're, so like I'm talking, say 100 kilometres an hour is roughly 60 miles an hour. It's close enough, you know what I mean? So if I was doing 103 or 4, the cops generally won't look at you, because it's discrepancy of speedos and all sorts of stuff. But if I was sitting there at 110 Ks, which would be like close to 70 miles an hour, they'll book you, and they'll give you a speeding ticket and all that sort of bullshit. So yeah, like if you're a couple of kilometres an hour over, they don't worry about you. But if you're pushing, yeah, they will freaking clamp on your back door fucking harder than you can sneeze just about. And it's the same with trucks. Every truck in New Zealand is governed, is meant to be governed to about 93 or 4 kilometres an hour. They aren't meant to go any faster than that. That's the speed limit, is 90 for heavy traffic stuff. So yeah, most modern trucks, like for quite a long time, they've like speed governed by GPS to about 93, 94 miles an hour. So yeah. Anyway, I'll get this stuff cleaned up. I was going to tell you something, but I'll just answer this phone call. Right, so briefly, I'm just going to shoot away for a few minutes, but all the stuff that's going to be chromed, I'm going to take up there with me, because it's on the way up or the way back down, depending how time flows. So yeah, I'm going to take the grill shell, the inner door handles, the clamps, and a few other knickknacks, bits and pieces that are normally chromed on this thing, or sorry, nickeled, with me, and I'm going to drop them off. So depending on whether I do it on the way up or the way back, I might try, if they'll allow me, to do a quick little video. Just dropping it off and whatever, just having a quick yarn with them, because I've never met these guys, so it'll be interesting. And I've never really watched, I've seen videos and bits and pieces, but it'd be quite cool to have a quick look through. I'm not going to have a lot of time, but I don't mind spending 20 minutes or half an hour having a quick look through and just seeing what the process is, and maybe doing a quick video on it. So that may be in the next video, but yeah, anyway, we'll catch you later on, and yeah, I better go. Well, anyway, I don't have to go now. Another phone call. So yeah, what I'm doing at the moment is I'm gonna sort this stuff out shortly, but I need to find out the frickin' inner door handle. I thought I had 4, and I know where the 3 are, but I wonder if because I was using one, I wonder if I kept thinking that I keep finding another one. I don't know. I thought I had 4 of the bastards at one point, so I got to hunt for it, and then I will. So it's not going to be till, what's today? Thursday. So I've got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday that I can get all the stuff ready to go up there. Like, we're only going to really be 2 main suitcases and a little bit of extra luggage, and I'll take a small bag with a bit of gear in it for myself. So yeah, everything else, like the grill shower and that, it's not going to take up a lot of room. Like, it's only really the grill shower and a box of bits. So yeah, because I'll take the rad out or support out of it and lots of shit. But yeah, so we need to get that up there at least. So what I might do, because I'm not going to have, I don't know if I'm going to have time to rivet all this shit back together, so we may just get some stainless steel, like cat screws or something, to put all this crap together. We'll see how that goes, it gets on. Because I was going to try and rivet that shit together, but we've ended up having to go up there, so it saves freighting it up there, and I'm going that direction, so yeah, we might as well do it, or we're going past, I guess. So I better see if I can hunt down this door handle and see if it is here. Righty, so I've been having a fairly good clean up around the benches, and I had a look underneath the benches and stuff like that. I've still got to look more places and been having a fairly good scan. But do you think I can find this other friggin' door handle? Like that one? Worst comes to worst, I'll make the bastard, but yeah, I thought I had 4 of them. But to be honest, I don't know if I've ever had all 4 of them together at once, if you know what I mean. What I'm thinking is I probably have only ever had 3. I don't know. I think what happened is I've found 3, then taken one away, used it for a while when I've been sorting other stuff out at different times, like the door latches and stupid things like that. And I've had it sitting down somewhere, and then, you know, a couple of 3 weeks later, you know, I've come back to do something else. And I thought, oh shit, there's a door handle. Pick it up, and think that I've still got the 3 somewhere else, and it's still been the same 3. So I'm not sure. I'll keep hunting and keep cleaning up, because like I've had a fairly good sort. It doesn't look like it's clean, but I've had a fairly good sort through it and got rid of the shit, if you know what I mean. Same over here. I've had a fairly good sort through it and got rid of the shit. I'm just doing the same over here, just thinking that maybe it was in amongst the bits and pieces here. So I picked a lot of crap up and just sorted stuff. I haven't found it there yet. Again, I've been going through this stuff, and I've moved some bits and pieces. Like I moved that box with the carburetor and bits and pieces up to there from down here, and it's been going through all this crap, and it's not here yet that I've found. I've had a bit of a look around here. Like I looked underneath that bench. Maybe I thought maybe it had fallen down and it been kicked underneath that one. But no. I've had a scout around here, but I haven't had a really good clean up yet. And I've had a fairly good scout through here, but I need to have again, like I got wood shavings and shit and sandpaper and crap everywhere. So I need to have a clean up there. Again, I've had a fairly good sort through here, but I haven't found it. So yeah, apart from those places, I don't know really where else to bloody look without going upstairs, but I haven't got a ladder to get up there at the moment because the big ladder's been taken away. I don't know if that small one will stretch that far. It may do. I might be able to get up there, but because when I fold out ones instead of the pull-up ones, if you know what I mean. It may reach that far, and I can go up there and have a decent scout because I want to get another one of these off. Not that they're going to be nickel, but to paint. But while I'm up there, I may as well get one. So yeah, I'm going to move the sheets off the floor just in case, because I know I had some stuff sitting down there at one point, but I think I've picked that all up for when I was sorting stuff out, but I'll just double check. So yeah, I don't know if any of it ever had three, but that is why, way back when I thought we were going to end up moving a lot of that blue shelving over there and we have a real good sort out, why I kind of wanted to do that. So I had places to sort stuff out and sit stuff down and actually make some dedicated spots for bits and pieces so I could get stuff more organised, but it's never really happened and it's a bit of a pain in the butt. That's the worst thing with having this other stuff in here. Like I know it's not my shed, but I'm using like close to 2/3 of it, if you know what I mean. But it's not, like it wouldn't be quite so bad if because he was talking about making the shed bigger, but if I had a clean 2/3 and it was all my stuff, maybe apart from the odd tool, but you know what I mean, it was all stuff that I was using, and anything else that wasn't my stuff was somewhere else, I could get a lot more better organised and I wouldn't be hunting through crap all the time, if you know what I mean. So yeah, without having I know there's some headlights and bits and pieces and stuff in some boxes. I might have to have a decent go through some of that shit just to make sure. But yeah, I think that's probably what's happened. I've probably had the three, pick one up to use it for something to test, like, yeah, as I say, like the door locks and bits and pieces when we've had stuff off and on, whatever, when we had two and then we found bits and then got another one and I've made these here catch bits. When I was mucking around with all that stuff, I just wondered if I'd taken one away and then picked it up later on and thought, oh shit, you know, there's another one, you know, and thought that I had four and then got it in my head that I had four, but I might have only ever had three. So yeah, it's a bit of a pain. So yeah. You can probably find it, like we'll better find another one. They will be around, but yeah, like I could probably make it too, but like how quick I can make that, I don't know. Like I've got, and it needs to be done by Tuesday, so I can get it up there, which I could do. If I really freaking need to. Because really, the square in it is it's really shallow, which I could almost cut with a grinding disc, if you know what I mean, with a cutting disc. Like that square in there. Well, it's not really a square, if you know what I mean, like it's had the hole drilled through it and then it's had like something, probably like a mill cutter like that, gone in there. That's the right width, but I could almost do it with a cutting disc and just try and get it to so it's really close. Like have I got a big enough piece of steel to make it? we do. Ooh, yeah. If I had a better piece of this, I'd probably get it. I would, but I wouldn't be working with a square face, if you know what I mean. It'd be nice to actually work off that face. I've had a bigger piece or a wider piece. It doesn't need to be that wide. Yeah. I probably could make one if I get desperate. If I can't find one by the end of the day, I might make one. So yeah. But yeah, I've got to freaking hunt for it, see if I can find it. I'll put this one back in the box so I don't find it and think, oh yeah, there it is, and then go, no, it's not. Again. So yeah. But anyway, yeah, I'll get these pieces nickel plated because that's been nickel plated. Well, sorry, lie. So that's been nickel plated, so I'll get all the pulls for the good latches nickel plated. The handbrake lever will be nickel plated. They will be nickel plated. The grill surround will be nickel plated, and those clamps. So I've got to get the pin and those clamps, but I think that back piece I might just use because I don't, unless I get a chance to get them riveted together, and a bit like that bracket for that. For those, that grill shell, unless I get a good chance to do that, but it kind of needs to be stripped and recoppered and sanded back, and then the rivets put in it. So yeah, I'll talk to them when I drop it off. See, because we might be better off just to get some dome, just like some stainless steel. What do you want to call them? Like coach bolt type sort of things. Polish the end up, like grind any writing off. Like some small ones like that. Grind any writing off, polish them up out of stainless steel, and just shorten them up and just pricking a spring lock or a washer and a nylock in there. I've got plenty of room. That may be the way to do it, to get around that. And the other little bits and pieces, if worst comes to worst, because yeah, it needs to be plated and sanded and everything without all that crap attached, so they can get a decent result out of it. But I'll talk to them. They may be able to put that stuff back on. I don't know. We'll see. It looks like they do pretty good work from some of the photos. So, but anyway, I need to find one of them. So I'll get back to you and I'll look more. Yeah. Well, I haven't found the inner door handles, but I did find something else. Well, I just thought I'd look through some boxes that I knew, like the gauges and stuff and bits and pieces like where they were in. Well, let's just say I was making a thing a while ago, and the thing I was making it was crap to make some bits. Well, guess what I just fucking found? The pieces, like the trim, the back piece, and the little filler plate, the 3 door handles, and the other one's away with the rest of it to be made, but there's fucking 3 here. So I do have 4 door handles here, Alphas, but I've got obviously no guts and no shaft. But man, I could have made that so easy if I'd known these were here without looking. Yeah, they were in this box with gauges and tail lights and the hood ornament and these lights, which I'm going to have to clean up shortly and do something with. You know, as one of the last little pieces. So yeah, I didn't think we had any of this because I hadn't had a look, and that's the original chassis plate. Not that you can freaking read it, but yeah, that's it. So yeah, like all that fucking time I spent trying to make these, and I didn't fucking need to, and I could have just made the fucking door handles. Like it would have taken me, you know, a day, maybe, to make the inner guts pieces. The only other thing we would have had to make would have been the pieces that come off the back, those little pieces, and the covers and bits and pieces. But we could have used these. You know, for all it would have mattered, I could have used these solid brass ones instead of the others. Like it wouldn't have mattered. Like nobody would have really known. Like instead of those. Oh my God, man. Sometimes, yeah, like these here would have been fine. You know, they're the same hole spacing. They're just not as big. But what would it have mattered? No, all I had to do was make the other piece to fill in that going up the back of the handle. Like I think I've got 4 of those. You know, I could have pinched one off one of these other handles. I'm pretty sure there's 4 of those things. And I thought I had 4, but I could have made one. Because there's another spare back. Because I was just going through all this crap before. Oh, there's one. You know, like I could have got it off that, if it's the same. You know what I mean? Like I could have, or that one. Like there's one. So yeah, I might have had to make one if I didn't find another one, if you know what I mean. So yeah, it was just the back, this piece here, that was like a little spun metal piece. Like I could have probably made that. Far out. Man, I wish I knew they were there. That would have saved a whole lot of frickin' time and screwing around with that stupid frickin' mill. But anyway, if those other door handles don't work out, which are getting made, got them here now. And they were always here. But they were in behind the sheet metal and this and crap. Like I had that in there. I knew the stuff was there, but I didn't realise what was in there. I just thought I'd have a bloody look, see if there's door handles in there, like inner door handles. I just thought it was all speedo stuff, and I knew the speedo stuff and the lights and that were in there, if you know what I mean. But I didn't, like, and I knew that was in there, and I knew the piece for the grill, or the, I knew that was in there. This piece, I knew all that was there. So that's the other thing now. That doesn't, oh. How does that fit in there? I don't know. We'll work it out, but like I knew that was there. Actually, that's off the wrong model, was it? I reckon it's off the wrong model. Or does it sit like that? No, it might sit like that. But yeah, like I knew that was there, and I knew that was there, if you know what I mean. I knew all that stuff was there, but I didn't realise there was pieces for door handles in there too. I assume that fits that. What a pain in the ass. So that'll have to be nickeled too. Glad I actually looked. Yeah. So that's that. Man, that's a pain in the ass, isn't it? Anyway, so it can become a nickel pile. I think these will be, like this will clean up. So yeah, we can have either got the 4 gauges in the centre or the 3 gauges in the centre. We'll just have to see which one works best. What we can get working. That'll be one of the last things I muck around with. You know what I mean? But yeah. So I think, what do we got there? It's all pressure. Amps. I think. Would that be temperature? Not sure on that. The clock, speedo, there is another speedo here somewhere too, a white-faced one, not a black-faced one. Plus there's that pressure and all. So yeah, like that might be water temperature, but it might be written as pressure, I don't know. But anyway, we'll work it out. But yeah, so there was that sort of stuff there. But yeah, didn't realise they were over there. Well, how much of a pain in the ass is that? All the bits of there that I wanted, that I was trying to make. Anyway, I'll carry on. I'll keep looking for the inner door handle if it's here. Righty. So yeah, I haven't found it yet. I reckon I only had 3. So I'm going to try and get upstairs after lunch if I can. I'll put the ladder up there, but it barely reaches the top of those joists, whatever you want to call it, for the mezzanine. Like it would actually be nice to have a half decent set of freaking stairs or something up there, but we'll work on that at some point. Or they were. Well, so yeah, if I can't, I'll have a little bit more look after lunch. If I can't find one, I'm going to make one. I think I should be able to make it fairly quick over the next day or two. I might go find. I might go to the engineers and just see if I can get some better material to work with. The other thing I realised too, I'm out of fucking gas for the oxyacetylene. I've got acetylene, but I've got no oxygen, which is a pain. But yeah, if I can get something better to work with, I might better make one quickly-ish, with a grinder and a frickin' whatever, and try and whip one up over the next day or two, and the weekend. I should better make one fairly easy. Get one of those made, and while I'm up there, I'll get a grab handle for the hood sides. Get one of them off. Yeah, I think that's probably the main things. I'll have a look to see if there's any door handle. I don't think there's one up there, but at least I can have a scout through the shit that's up there and see if I can find one. Knowing my luck, after I make one, I'll find it. We'll find the one that I thought extra that we had. But yeah, I've had a fairly good hunt around now. I'll have a wee bit more of a dig, but when I go home, I'll have a hunt at the engineers and see if I can find some reasonably suitable material to make it out of, and make one up. And I'll see if they've got that headlight fucking stuff sorted, and I'll see if that bearing's there, because I need to send the headlights away too. I've remembered that. Like, there's actually a few bits and pieces I need to send away. But yeah, how frickin' gutting is that? Finding these things here. Like, it's the back plate. I don't know if these are new. They could be new. It almost looks like he's maybe had them made, or they've been old stock, new. But yeah, it's like the outer brass piece, the backing, and the piece that goes against the inner guts with the bar on it. Fucking typical. Yeah. So yeah, we've got 3 of them. If those other door handles don't work out, well, we can make them. I'll just have to get the square stock and a bit of plate and whatever, and then we'll just have to come up with the other bits, or make the other bits, like I said. But yeah, I think those 3D machine ones will be fine. It's just, now that they're being made, well, I assume they're being made, we'll find out. But yeah, we've got those bits there. But yeah, they would really need to be made and put together too, and sent away. So be nickeled as well, so it's all being done at the same time. But whether the guy, when we get up there, we might have another month's grace to get some last little knickknacks together, and even if it's sent up in a small package, but at least we're not paying freight for bigger stuff, if you know what I mean, like the mainly the grill surround and the headlights and stuff. and that's really likely to be damaged. At least if I take it up there, that shouldn't get damaged. And I can drop it off and have a look around and whatever. But I'm going to head home, have some lunch, see if I can find a bit of something suitable material to make that bit, and yeah, if I can't find one, at least I can make one. Anyway, we'll catch you later on. Alrighty guys, so I'm just trying to get all these bits and pieces back together. So I'm just putting these pieces back in because they'll have to be nickeled with the headlight surrounds anyway. So I'm just putting these pieces back in, and I'm using these little rivets here, little blind rivets. So they're working pretty nice. They're not exactly the same as what come out of there, but they should be close enough, hopefully, and not give us any issues. So I'll just put those ones in there. I'll grab the other headlight and I'll put those ones in and put that bracket on. And when I get these back, I will have to make a couple of new brass screws that I can put on in here. I'll have to remake these. I just haven't had a chance to do it. So I'll cut this one off and I'll make some new ones when they get back to hold this together. But in the meantime, that can go away and be nickel plated. The other thing too is I haven't found any brass or anything yet to make some door handles, but I should better get something in town, but we'll have to get it tomorrow so I can make it Saturday and Sunday and Monday if I need to. It hopefully shouldn't take me too long to make, but as long as I can get a decent bit of flat stock that's it's a little bit over 4 inches long by about 1.5 inches tall, and it's about 3/4 wide, or 19 mil by about 110 by 35 mils is the minimum I need. So if I can get a small hunk of brass or bronze or something like that, I can make a door handle out of, at least then it'll be made out of the same material. I could make it out of steel, but I think at least if I make it out of the same material, at least then it looks and feels like the original thing, if you know what I mean. Like it's not overly heavy or whatever, like it's just the same sort of weight and material. So hopefully we can come up with some of that, otherwise I'll just make it out of a piece of steel tomorrow. So I'll have to make up a little bolt that screws into there when they get back. But that's no big. I've got the other piece here somewhere. So I'll just cut it off before. Anyway, there it is. So I just need to remake that with a head on it. So it pokes through, and that's got a little brass clip on it or something like that. So I'll just make it so it screws in. So yeah, I just need to make two of them because one was missing anyway. So I'll just fit that into the other one, make sure it is the right thread. It hasn't been flogged out or whatever, and I can use this as a sample to make the piece that goes through here and put it on when it gets back.